Hey, good evening, friends. It's July 5th. So my talk tonight for a little while is about something that I see a lot on social media, specifically LinkedIn, which is a very good place to have business connections. But I see this in different social media, and it's something that I don't necessarily 100% disagree with. I just think we have to think of it in a different vein, especially for a Christian person. I see a lot of posts about, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, make sure you do all these things before you get too old and can't do them anymore. A lot of that, ways to better yourself financially and this and that and all these ways to, all these exciting things to do, and make sure this whole mentality we have is, eat, drink, and be merry before we die, so to speak. That type of mentality. Make sure you get all these things in, this bucket list, all this and that. I mean, I'm going to take a different approach. Look, I'm not trying to tell anybody not to, if they have the funds, the time, the money, the funds, if you have the ability to go with your friends, your spouse, your wife, whatever, to a vacations and do all the things you want to do, by all means do them. I'm not telling. I like to do different things, and you see that, sure, on my Facebook, especially eating establishments. We love that, the wife and I. I'm not telling you not to do all the things you want to do if you have the means. But I'm here to tell you that a lot of things that you miss in a lot of these social medias is the appreciation of simplicity. We don't have enough of that today. It's a mentality that we're not going to be totally happy unless we kept up with the Joneses and done all the things that we want to do. It's like we have this list of 20 things that need to be done before we kick off in this life. And if we only do 10 of them, we failed. It's this mentality. We make sure we do as many things as we can. And then what? Because see, even if you got person A here who went in 40 vacations and person B who went in 4, if you both wind up in senior living because you had a stroke or a heart attack or you're just getting old, it's not going to make a difference. As we get older, you can have all the toys you want. You can go all these seminars and do better yourself and all this. But as we get older, everything starts to equate. Of course, death is the great equalizer. But even before that, when you're young, you get the different classes of people. Handsome guy, sports player in high school gets all the girls, and the pretty girl gets all the guys, and all this type of stuff. And as you go on, you get a family, you get kids, a little weight gets put on, this and that, age lines, whatever. Reality settles in as we start getting older. The gaps start to close in. Things not like they were when we were young. No matter what you do. And we have to learn to appreciate simplicity, especially as a Christian person. Simplicity. I'll give you an example. I went home a couple weeks ago for vacation for a week back in New England. And I had different plans of things I wanted to do, see friends. I also wanted to go to the mountains, which I was going to do as a friend of mine, Leo, great guy. But he wound up having to work, so he said he didn't have the time, which is fine. So I didn't go, but I still wanted to go to the mountains because in the beach, see the shore. Now the weather wasn't super cooperative. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't at its best. But I could have still done those things. Instead, I wound up I didn't really do any of that because so many different people wanted to meet at lunchtime, supper, went breakfast with people. So I was literally, the whole week I was there, get up in the morning, went to the gym, because I knew I'd have to be eating not the best, And then I wound up spending the whole day just seeing people, going different places and seeing people. I didn't actually do anything. I didn't go to the beach like I wanted to. I didn't go to the mountains. I just saw people. That's it. But you know what? And at first I was a little bit not depressed, but I was like, darn, I don't want to be doing any of these things that I had plans to do. But I chose to see people, simplicity, just hanging out, maybe having a meal at a pub or a restaurant. And I'm very fulfilled. I saw my 90-year-old friend who was my dad's friend. I think it was his second dad. Wonderful man, Angelo. Love him to death twice. I saw him first day I got there and the day before I left. How much fun is it to go to a senior living and see a man that's elderly? I don't care. It was a lot of fun. That was more fulfilling to me than anything. Things like that. Seeing these people. Because it's simplicity. And as you get older, you start to realize that you find your thrill of life appreciating simplicity, so that if you wind up doing something that's extravagant, a vacation, something that becomes like an extra. That's a nice to have. In the military, when we have funding for different projects, we always say that what's essential, what's good for your career, and what's nice to have being at the end. If you want to go to these specialty schools and things to put more ribbons in your chest or whatever, nice to have, but you don't have to have it. You have to do the essentials first. Same thing in life. You need to appreciate simplicity, especially as a Christian person. If you believe in Jesus Christ, I know a lot of you do that are listening to this, when time comes you have to leave this earth, and two people go up together, and this guy's been on 40 vacations, this one's been in 4, he's not going to say, hey, you've been on more vacations. You've done more in your life. Come on in. You got a preference. It doesn't work like that. So always appreciate simplicity. The other day, a couple of days ago on Monday, I did a simple thing. A good friend came down and went to a baseball game. He lives a couple hours away, a minor league baseball game, and that's all we did, and hung out a couple hours before the fireworks started and saw the fireworks. I mean, wow. But you know what's good? Just hang out with somebody that you don't see all the time because of distances and things, and just to be able to just hang out. And those are things that you take with you. You can appreciate that as much as if you go on a tropical vacation. Equally. That's what you have to learn to do. And I see a lot of these things on these social medias that they're not pushing that. It's like, you have to do all these other things to make yourself a better person. This is going to make you better if you take this seminar and you learn to do this and make more money here. And those things are going to mean nothing to you if you get sick today, tomorrow. But the simple things that you did with your family and friends don't cost a dime. Those things are the things you need to appreciate first. We don't do that enough in life. And to understand that's what's important. That's what's important. You live to be 80, 90 years old. All right? It isn't going to make a difference how many vacations you went on, how many seminars you went on. You're going to want your family there and your friends. And, of course, your faith. That's number one. That's what you need to appreciate. You appreciate that first. Everything else will be a luxury. You're going 2 vacations, fine. You're going 5, fine. You're going none, fine. Whatever. There's no bucket list of life. If I didn't do all these things, like I got to do these 15 things, and if I only did a couple of them, I failed. Who? Who says who? You do what you can. Some people don't have the money to do all kinds of things. They never will. That doesn't mean their life is unfulfilled because this guy bought more toys and went more places. It doesn't mean that at all. That's a very false notion of life. You learn to appreciate simplicity. Simplicity. Then you'll appreciate everything all the more. Because you'll understand what life's about. Especially a Christian person. You understand, appreciate what you've been given. Simple things. Going out to eat with your wife or your friend. Simple things like that. That's what brings happiness. The memories of you laughing and joking with a buddy or something like that, or a friend, is going to be equally as important as if you went on spent $4,000 on a vacation. Again, I'm not advocating not to do those things. Never said that. But don't think life is about how many things you can do. I see this a lot on social medias. It's like you're gauged by how much success you have, how much you can better yourself, and how much more money you can make, and how many more toys you can have, and how many more extravagant, prestigious places you went. That's not life. Okay? Don't ever think that that's what life's about. It all means nothing the day we all leave this earth. Nothing. I said this before, I'll say it again. You get diagnosed with sickness and you get 6 months to live. None of that, none of those excursions are going to mean anything. What will mean to you is your faith, your family, and friends. That's what's going to be by your side. So always appreciate simplicity first. First and foremost. Appreciate what you have in front of you. Then you'll be able to all the more appreciate the luxuries if they come your way. It's Rick here on 5 July. Hope you enjoyed the talk and have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless.